The magic of faith. If you want to build everything from nothing, master this. Chapter 1. Mastering Faith's Power. Harnessing the immense power of faith isn't just about believing. It involves a deep, analytical understanding of its theological underpinnings and implications in your life. It's more than simply accepting what you're told or exploring things at face value. You've got to investigate the complexities and nuances of your faith, understanding its roots and how it intertwines with every aspect of your existence. The power of faith isn't about blind submission, it's about engaging with the divine in a personal, profound way. It's understanding that faith isn't a one-size-fits-all concept, but something that's unique to you. Your faith is an intricate tapestry woven from your experiences, your beliefs, and your relationship with the divine. Achieving this level of comprehension requires a hefty dose of introspection. You've got to discern your beliefs, understand why you hold them, and explore how they influence your actions. It's this kind of deep, analytical thinking that allows you to truly master the power of your faith. And once you've reached this level of understanding, you're able to harness your faith in a way that's meaningful and impactful. You are not just going through the motions, you are actively participating with your faith and applying it to your life and interactions with others. Chapter 2. The Power of Belief. Understanding the power of belief, you start to grasp how it serves as a cornerstone in the foundation of your faith, shaping and influencing every decision you make and every action you undertake. This belief, this deep-seated conviction, isn't merely an abstract concept. It's a life-altering force that acts as the engine driving your faith. Analyzing this power further, you'll see how belief is the catalyst that transforms faith's potential into kinetic action. It's the spark that ignites your faith, turning it from a dormant possibility into a vibrant, active force in your life. Theologically, belief holds a significant place in many faith traditions. It's the bedrock upon which faith is built. It's the unwavering trust in the unseen, the unshakable confidence in the promises of the divine. You might think of it as the spiritual muscle that enables your faith to lift burdens, overcome challenges, and move mountains. In your faith journey, belief isn't a one-time event, it's a continuous process of affirmation and reaffirmation. It requires nurturing, cultivation, and reinforcement. The strength of your belief is directly proportional to the vitality of your faith. Consider this: the power of belief may be your most powerful ally or your strongest adversary. Belief, when properly directed, can produce miracles. Conversely, doubt, the antithesis of belief, can stifle your faith, robbing you of its peace and power. Harnessing the power of belief is a critical aspect of building everything from nothing from faith. Chapter 3. The Role of Imagination. While the power of belief forms the bedrock of your faith, it's your imagination that provides the canvas upon which this faith can be vividly painted and deeply explored. Your imagination is the theater where abstract concepts and divine mysteries come alive. It's the domain where you can experience the transcendent nature of faith, far beyond what reason can comprehend. This isn't to say reason has no place in faith. Rather, the two function best when they work together. Your reason can guide your imagination, ensuring it doesn't wander into the domains of fantasy or delusion. Meanwhile, your imagination can enrich your reason, reminding it that there's more to faith than cold, hard facts and rigid dogma. Theologically, imagination plays an important role in how you understand and relate to God. Through imaginative prayer, for instance, you can enter into the biblical story, standing alongside Abraham as he's called by God, or sitting with Jesus as he teaches his disciples. This form of prayer doesn't just help you understand the Bible better, it allows you to experience it in a deeply personal way. Furthermore, imagination helps you see the world through the lens of faith. It enables you to perceive the divine in the mundane, the sacred in the secular, the miraculous in the ordinary. It's through this imaginative vision that you can truly grasp the magic of faith, transforming your perception of reality and empowering you to build everything from nothing. Chapter 4. Building a Vision. As you explore further into your faith journey, it's crucial to cultivate a vision, a vivid mental picture of your spiritual destination, drawing upon your imagination to infuse the abstract with meaning and resonance. Building a vision for your faith means merging your most profound beliefs with your deepest desires. It's an act of translation, transforming the unexpressed, perhaps even ineffable, and shaping it into something tangible, concrete, and compelling. Theologically speaking, constructing a vision in faith is similar to the biblical concept of hope as portrayed in the letter to the Hebrews. Now faith is the confirmation of things hoped for, the faith of things not seen. Hebrews 11:1. Your vision, then, is the substance of your hope, the unseen reality that your faith clings to. Creating your vision requires a thorough exploration into your understanding of God's will for your life. It's not enough to simply wish or want. Your vision must align with the divine blueprint. It's about discerning what God desires for you and taking steps towards that. It's not a mere projection of your earthly desires, but a synchronization with a divine plan. Chapter 5. Overcoming Doubt. Exploring the murky waters of doubt is an essential step in your faith journey, requiring a thorough exploration into the intricacies of belief, skepticism, and divine revelation. Doubt, as you'll discover, isn't a sign of spiritual failure or weakness, but rather a catalyst for growth, pushing you towards a more profound understanding of your faith. Doubt is a natural response to uncertainty, and in the domain of faith, it's often a result of grappling with abstract concepts and divine mysteries. It's when doubt turns into debilitating skepticism, making you question the very foundation of your faith, that you must learn to overcome it. The first step in overcoming doubt is acknowledging its existence. You can't conquer what you're unwilling to confront. You need to be honest with yourself about your doubts, and then bring them before God in prayer. Ask for clarity, for wisdom, for the strength to trust even amid uncertainty. Next, engage with your doubts. Study your faith's teachings, read scripture, converse with spiritual leaders, and seek wisdom from those who've walked the path before you. Remember, it's okay to question, to seek understanding. In fact, it's encouraged. Faith isn't blind obedience, but a conscious choice made with full awareness and understanding. Chapter 6. Setting clear goals. Every journey of religion necessitates the pursuit of specific, measurable objectives that can lead to a deeper, more meaningful connection with the divine. It's about defining what you want to achieve spiritually, which can often be more challenging than setting worldly objectives. Faith-based goals aren't as concrete as, say, wanting to buy a house or pass an exam. They're more about personal growth, self-discovery, and spiritual enlightenment. Consider this as you engage in your faith. What are you seeking? Is it a sense of peace, a stronger connection to your deity, or perhaps a better understanding of your purpose in life? These are your goals, the milestones that will guide your spiritual journey. They're unique to you, shaped by your personal beliefs, experiences, and aspirations. However, setting faith-based goals isn't simply about listing desires. There's a deeper theological aspect to it. You're aligning your will with that of the divine, seeking to understand and fulfill your God-given purpose. It's a dynamic process that requires introspection, prayer, and often a good deal of courage. Chapter 7. The importance of positivity. Having established your spiritual goals, it's important to maintain a positive mindset, which plays an instrumental role in your faith journey. Not unlike the physical laws that govern our material world, there are spiritual principles that guide the domain of faith. One such principle is positivity. Positivity isn't about ignoring life's difficulties. It's about holding on to hope and keeping faith, even when circumstances are hard. In the theological domain, positivity plays a critical role in faith. By maintaining a positive outlook, you're more likely to perceive God's presence, believe in His promises, and trust in His providence. It's not just about feeling good, it's about aligning your thoughts with the divine truth that you're loved, cared for, and guided by a loving Creator. Positivity fosters resilience, a trait necessary for the journey of faith. The Bible is filled with stories of men and women who, despite adversities, held onto their faith because they chose to focus on divine promises rather than their current predicaments. They maintained a positive perspective, and it fortified their faith. Positivity isn't a placebo. It's a spiritual discipline that requires practice. Just as negativity can spiral into despair, positivity can escalate into faith. A positive mindset can help you see beyond your present circumstances to a future filled with hope and promise. It's a tool that helps you tap into the magic of faith, enabling you to build everything from nothing, because you have faith in a God who promises to make all things possible. Chapter 8. Affirmations and Mantras. While maintaining a positive mindset, you can harness the power of affirmations and mantras to strengthen your faith journey. These potent spiritual tools, steeped in theological and psychological wisdom, can facilitate an intimate dialogue between you and the divine. They're not just wishful thinking, but rather they act as catalysts for your subconscious and conscious mind to align with your faith. At the heart of affirmations and mantras lies the belief in the power of spoken words. Theological traditions across the world emphasize the significance of the spoken word. In Christianity, for instance, the Gospel of John opens with, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God." Here, the word signifies a divine energy that brings things into existence. Similarly, in Hinduism, mantras are considered sacred sounds with transformative powers. In practice, you must choose affirmations and mantras that resonate with your faith and aspirations. This alignment is essential to fostering a deep connection with your belief system. You don't merely recite these phrases but internalize them, allowing their power to seep into your subconscious mind, thereby changing your thought patterns and attitudes. Theologically speaking, affirmations and mantras aren't about convincing God to change your circumstances, but about aligning yourself with the divine will. They're about tuning your spirit to resonate with the vibration of faith. Over time, you'll notice that this practice nurtures an unwavering faith, which enables you to build everything from nothing. Chapter 9. Visualizing Success. As you deepen your spiritual journey with affirmations and mantras, another powerful tool to bolster your faith is the practice of visualizing success. Intricately woven into the fabric of faith, visualization is a potent mechanism that allows you to create detailed mental images of your desired outcomes. It's an exercise in faith, an assertion of your belief in the unseen, and when done correctly, it can be an immensely transformative process. To appreciate the theological significance of visualization, consider the Genesis account, where God, prior to creation, visualized a world teeming with life. Following this divine blueprint, you too are called to envision the realization of your dreams before they manifest in the physical domain. It's a potent demonstration of faith, embodying the scriptural maxim, "We walk by faith, not by sight." The process of visualization, however, requires more than just picturing success. It demands you to engage your senses, emotions, and inner spiritual conviction. Picture yourself achieving your goals, feel the joy, the satisfaction, and the sense of accomplishment. Hear the words of praise and affirmation, smell the sweet scent of victory. This multisensory approach encapsulates the essence of faith, the certainty of what we hope for, and the assurance of what we don't see. Chapter 10. Cultivating Patience. In the grand tapestry of faith, cultivating patience emerges as a demanding yet deeply rewarding spiritual discipline, one that necessitates a steadfast commitment to trust in the timing and wisdom of the divine. Patience isn't simply an idle waiting, it's a proactive engagement, a deliberate decision to surrender control and allow the divine's plan to unfold. To cultivate patience, you must first understand its core. It's a spiritual virtue that transcends mere tolerance or passivity. It's an active, dynamic process that involves a conscious letting go of your own limited understanding and a confident embracing of the divine's superior wisdom. Patience is fundamentally a reflection of your faith, a measure of your trust in the divine. You cultivate patience by fostering inner tranquility. This peace is generated when you relinquish your anxieties and uncertainties and find solace in the divine's promise. It's not merely a calm acceptance of circumstances, but a serene assurance that the divine's plan, however mysterious, is invariably for your ultimate good. Moreover, patience is nourished through prayer. In prayer, you acknowledge your dependence on the divine, seek guidance and strength, and express your willingness to wait for the divine's perfect timing. Through prayer, you align your will with the divine's, and in that alignment, patience flourishes. In essence, cultivating patience is a spiritual journey. It's a journey of deepening trust, enduring hope, and unwavering faith in the divine. It's a journey toward inner peace, spiritual growth, and ultimate fulfillment. It's a journey that demands surrender, yet promises a reward beyond measure, the experience of the divine's perfect timing and infinite wisdom. Chapter 11. Trusting the process. Starting on this spiritual journey, embracing the process becomes your guiding light, a beacon that illuminates your path towards deepening your faith in the divine. Trusting the process is akin to surrendering yourself completely to the flow of the universe while maintaining your steadfast faith. This trust, however, isn't an act of resignation, but rather an act of profound courage and faith. Theologically, trusting the process is an exercise in relinquishing control. It's about believing that there's a divine blueprint, an overarching plan that you're part of. It's a lesson in humility, accepting that you don't have all the answers, but the divine does. It's a test of your faith, whether you can stand firm even when the path is obscured by uncertainty. Analytically, trusting the process can be seen as a psychological shift in perspective. It demands a conscious choice to let go of fear and doubt, and instead foster optimism and faith. This mental transformation can be challenging, but it's an essential step in nurturing your spiritual growth. Trusting the process isn't a passive state, it's an active, dynamic engagement with your faith. It asks for your patience, your courage, your unwavering belief in the divine. It's a symbiotic relationship between you and your faith. You nurture it, and in turn, it nurtures you. Trusting the process, hence, isn't merely a religious concept, but a universal principle that aids in personal growth and spiritual enlightenment. Chapter 12. The Law of Attraction. Harnessing the law of attraction, you're not merely a spectator in the arena of your life, but an active participant shaping your reality with your faith. This principle, rooted in the belief that like attracts like, posits that your thoughts and beliefs wield significant influence over your life's trajectory. However, the law of attraction doesn't simply respond to your conscious thoughts, but it also takes into account the depths of your faith. It's faith that fuels your thoughts and transfigures them into reality. When you have faith, you're fundamentally sending out a strong, focused signal into the universe. This signal, powered by your unwavering belief, attracts circumstances, people, and resources that align with your faith. Yet, it's important to remember that this law isn't a magic wand that manifests your desires instantaneously. It's an ongoing process that requires patience, perseverance, and most importantly, an unshakable faith. The law of attraction is a demonstration of the power of faith. It's an embodiment of the biblical adage, ask, and it shall be given you, seek, and ye shall find. Consequently, the law of attraction and faith are interconnected. You can't truly harness the power of this law without faith. It's your faith that gives substance to your thoughts, turning them from mere wishes into tangible realities. Chapter 13. Daily Faith Practices. Beyond the domain of theory and into the practicalities of everyday life, you'll find that incorporating daily faith practices is an essential component in effectively activating the law of attraction. These practices, deeply rooted in theology and spirituality, serve as the cornerstone of a faith-driven life. They're the catalytic agents that channelize your latent energy, sharpen your focus, and manifest your desires into reality. Through prayer, meditation, and study of spiritual texts, you cultivate a fertile ground for faith to flourish. Prayer, a well-recognized faith practice, is more than a mere act of supplication. It's your spiritual dialogue with the divine, an affirmation of your reliance on a power greater than yourself. It's a potent reminder that you aren't alone in your journey. Meditation, another indispensable practice, is about quietening the mind and tapping into your inner spiritual reservoir. It's a practice that fosters mindfulness and promotes a deep sense of connectedness with the universe. Through meditation, you'll find your faith strengthening, and you'll see yourself becoming more attuned to the vibrations of the universe. The study of spiritual texts is a profound method of nourishing your faith. They offer insights into the nature of the divine human existence and the interconnections between the two. As you explore these texts, you'll be guided by their wisdom and inspired by their teachings. Faith isn't a one-time event, it's a continuous journey, a daily commitment. And with these daily faith practices, you'll find yourself in a constant state of spiritual growth, allowing you to build everything from nothing through the magic of faith. Chapter 14. Handling Setbacks. While daily faith practices lay the groundwork for your spiritual journey, it's equally important to learn how to handle setbacks that inevitably come your way. Setbacks can shake your faith, but remember they're often the catalysts for spiritual growth. The first step is acknowledging your setback without judgment. It's not a punishment, nor does it reflect your worth or the strength of your faith. It's simply a part of life's ebb and flow. Theologians suggest that God allows setbacks, not because He's indifferent, but because He's fostering spiritual resilience within us. Next, resist the temptation to question your faith or blame God. The Book of Job brings to light the true nature of suffering in a world under God's sovereignty. Job's faith, despite his hardships, wasn't founded on his circumstances but on his relationship with God. Your faith should be likewise. Chapter 15. Faith and Action. In your journey of faith, action plays an indispensable role, acting as the tangible expression of your inner beliefs and convictions. It's the bridge that connects the spiritual plane of faith with the physical reality of your life. Let's explore deeper. Faith isn't a passive concept, it's active and dynamic. It's not enough to profess faith, you must also act upon it. James 2:17 sums it up: faith by itself, if it isn't accompanied by action, is dead. Action is the lifeblood that gives faith its vitality and relevance. The narrative of the talents in Matthew 25:14-30 illustrates this point. The master rewarded the servants who'd acted on their faith in his return, investing their talents to gain more. However, the servant who buried his talent, failing to act, was cast out. This story underscores the imperative of action in faith. Your actions are the reflections of your faith, and God rewards those who act boldly in faith. Theological reflection further illuminates this interplay between faith and action. In the domain of faith, actions aren't mere human efforts. They're divinely inspired responses to God's promises. When you act in faith, you're not just doing something, you're expressing your trust in God's promises and His ability to fulfill them. Chapter 16. Creating a faith routine. To deepen your relationship with God and foster a dynamic faith, you'll find establishing a regular faith routine pivotal. This routine acts as a spiritual catalyst, driving you towards a life rooted in faith and filled with miracles. Consider your faith routine as a spiritual discipline, a deliberate effort to engage with God on a deeper level. It's not merely ceremonial or ritualistic, it's a conscious, intentional dedication to God. Start with daily prayer, the cornerstone of faith. It's your direct line to God, a time to express gratitude, seek guidance, and request assistance. Prayer cultivates humility, acknowledging our need for divine intervention. Incorporate Bible reading into your routine, not as a mundane task, but as a journey into God's mind. The Bible is God's Word, an enigmatic blend of history, prophecy, poetry, and divine law. It guides, inspires, and educates, providing the blueprint for a life of faith. Meditation should be part of your faith routine, not in the secular sense of emptying your mind, but filling it with God's Word. Meditate on His laws, His promises, and His love. It's a time for quiet reflection, allowing God's Word to soak into your soul, refining your character and transforming your perspective. Lastly, involve acts of service in your routine. Faith without works is dead. Show your faith by your works. It's not about earning God's favor, but demonstrating your faith in tangible ways. Chapter 17. Surrounding yourself with positivity. Embracing a lifestyle of positivity is essential to fortifying your faith, as the energy you surround yourself with can greatly impact your spiritual journey. The theology of many spiritual traditions emphasizes the importance of living within a positive atmosphere. It's not just about positive thinking, it's a matter of intentionally absorbing and radiating positivity. This can profoundly influence your faith, providing a fertile soil for it to grow and flourish. Now, let's delve deeper. Theologically speaking, faith isn't just a belief, it's a living entity within you. It's susceptible to your environment, much like a plant to sunlight. Positive energy serves as nourishment, strengthening your faith. Conversely, negativity can stifle its growth, creating a barrier between you and your spiritual potential. Consider the parable of the sower in the Bible. The seed's faith sown in good soil positive environment grew and produced a crop, while those sown among thorns negative environment were choked. This metaphorical illustration can be directly applied to the concept of positivity and faith. So how can you ensure you're surrounded by positivity? First, cultivate your personal space. Ensure it's filled with positive messages, images, and elements that inspire and uplift you. Second, choose your companions carefully. Relationships have a big impact on how you think and feel. Surround yourself with people who encourage and support your faith journey. Chapter 18. Maintaining momentum. Keeping the wheels of your faith journey turning requires continual effort and persistence, an essential aspect of which is maintaining momentum. This momentum takes form in your daily acts of faith, your continual renewal of commitment, and your unyielding belief in the unseen. Looking at it from a theological perspective, consider the biblical figure of Abraham. His faith didn't wane despite not seeing the fulfillment of God's promise for many years. He maintained momentum by hoping against hope, and this continuous drive in his faith journey is what you're called to emulate. But how can you maintain this momentum? It begins with a relentless pursuit of your higher calling. Don't allow discouragement, setbacks, or even failures to deter you. Remember, faith isn't a sprint, it's a marathon. A steady, persistent pace is what's required to keep your faith alive and vibrant. Furthermore, keep replenishing your spiritual reserves. Prayer, meditation, and sacred text study are all practices that can help you improve in your faith. These practices won't only nourish your spiritual life, but also provide the fuel needed to keep the momentum going. Chapter 19. Faith in relationships. In the intricate tapestry of relationships, your faith serves as a sturdy thread, holding together the varied patterns and colors of human connections. It's faith that helps you navigate through the ever-changing dynamics, keeping the tapestry intact even when tugged by occasional discord. Your faith in relationships isn't merely a feeling, it's a deep-seated trust, a commitment to an unseen yet palpable bond. It's the assurance that you're loved, valued, and supported, not because you're perfect, but because you're you. When you invest faith in a relationship, you're fundamentally saying, "I believe in us." You're acknowledging that your relationship is bigger than the sum of its parts, that there's a divine blueprint at work. You're taking a leap of faith, trusting that the invisible threads connecting you'll hold, even when the visible ones fray. This faith, however, isn't blind. It's discerning, conscious, and grounded in wisdom. It knows that relationships aren't always easy, yet it chooses to believe in the power of love, compassion, understanding, and forgiveness. It knows that disappointments may come, yet it persists, convinced that the potential for growth and happiness far outweighs the risks. In this context, faith isn't just a theological concept, it's a living, breathing entity, shaping and being shaped by your relationships. It's a catalyst for growth, a beacon of hope, and a manifestation of the inextricable link between the human and the divine. Chapter 20. Financial Faith. Just as you trust in the power of love and compassion in your relationships, you must also cultivate a deep-seated faith in your financial journey. This faith isn't a blind trust, but rather a disciplined and analytical belief that you're capable of transforming your financial reality. Firstly, consider your financial journey as a pilgrimage, a sacred path towards abundance. Like all pilgrimages, it needs commitment, persistence, and faith. It's essential to understand that the journey won't be linear. There will be valleys and peaks, and faith is the compass guiding you through those terrains. However, financial faith isn't about simply expecting wealth to materialize. It's about believing in your capacity to create and manage wealth, and then acting on that belief. It's a divine partnership where you co-create with the universe through your actions, thoughts, and beliefs. In theological terms, this is the concept of co-creation in action. You aren't a passive recipient of God's grace, rather, you're an active participant in manifesting His blessings. It's about aligning yourself with God's abundance and then working diligently to make His blessings a reality in your financial life. Chapter 21. Faith and Health. As you explore the path to financial abundance with faith, it's equally crucial to realize that this powerful tool can be a conduit for physical and mental well-being. Faith isn't just an esoteric concept, but a practical, tangible force that has the potential to fundamentally transform your health. Think about the numerous stories of miraculous recoveries and unexplained medical phenomena that have been attributed to the power of faith. It is not a coincidence, but rather an example of the powerful impact faith can have on our physical bodies. However, let's dig deeper. Theologically speaking, faith can be understood as a profound trust in a higher power, a surrender to the divine will. This trust, this surrender, has an extremely relaxing effect on the mind, reducing stress and worry, all of which are proven to be damaging to physical health. Moreover, faith often encourages a lifestyle that promotes good health. Many faith traditions stress the importance of treating the body as a temple, of maintaining physical health as a form of worship. Therefore, faith doesn't just heal, it also prevents. However, it's crucial to mention that faith shouldn't replace professional medical advice or treatment. It should supplement it, acting as a source of strength and hope during challenging times. Chapter 22. Spiritual Growth. Now, let's explore the core of your spiritual journey, where faith serves as a catalyst for profound spiritual growth. At its heart, spiritual growth is an intimate, transformative process. It's a journey of self-discovery, self-awareness, and self-transcendence powered by faith. Your faith isn't just a belief, it's a force that moves you towards a deeper understanding and connection with the divine. The stages of spiritual growth often parallel human development. Just as a child must crawl before they walk, so too must you grapple with the fundamentals of faith before delving into its profound depths. You start with a simple belief, a seed of faith. From there, you nurture this seed through prayer, meditation, and acts of devotion. You seek knowledge, wisdom, and understanding from holy texts and spiritual mentors. As your faith deepens, so does your spiritual maturity. You may find that your perspective changes, broadening to accommodate more profound truths. You're less likely to be swayed by life's ups and downs, finding instead a deep well of peace within your faith. Remember, spiritual growth isn't a linear process. It's a cyclical journey where periods of doubt and questioning can lead to deeper faith and more profound understanding. So be patient with yourself. Allow your faith to guide you, to challenge you, and ultimately to transform you. Finally, spiritual growth is about asking the correct questions rather than simply getting answers. It's about seeking meaning, cultivating a sense of purpose, and connecting deeply with your faith and the divine. Chapter 23. Journaling for Faith. In the domain of spiritual development, one effective method to deepen your connection with your faith involves engaging in reflective journaling. Journaling can be a potent tool in your spiritual journey, fostering growth, understanding, and a stronger connection to your faith. You may wonder, why journaling? Well, it's about creating a tangible record of your spiritual journey. By writing down your thoughts, feelings, questions, and experiences, you're able to reflect on your faith in a profound way. It's about capturing those fleeting moments of divine interaction, those instances where you feel most connected to your faith, and preserving them in writing. Journaling allows for the exploration of your faith on a deeper level. It's an exercise in introspection where you can question, seek, and find answers within your faith. It's about confronting doubts, embracing uncertainties, and finding solace in your spiritual path. It's a dialogue you're having with yourself, your faith, and your God. Theologically, journaling can help you understand and interpret religious texts or experiences in a more personal and intimate way. It allows you to draw connections between the teachings of your faith and your daily life. It's a way to keep track of your spiritual growth and developments, to see how your understanding and perception of your faith evolve over time. Chapter 24. Real-life success stories. Often, hearing about the transformative power of faith in others' lives can serve as a catalyst for your own spiritual journey. It's not just the stuff of ancient scriptures or parables, as real-life success stories abound in our contemporary world. Consider the life of Malala Yousafzai, a Pakistani activist for female education. At a tender age, she faced brutal opposition and was even shot. Yet her faith in the power of education and equality remained unshaken. Today, she's a beacon of hope, evidence of how faith can move mountains, even in the face of dire adversity. Take also the story of Nick Vujicic, born without limbs. His faith in a purpose-filled life, despite his physical condition, has transformed him into an international motivational speaker. He's an embodiment of the notion that faith doesn't make things easy, but it does make them possible. In these stories, you'll notice a common thread. Faith isn't just a mental affirmation, it's a living, breathing reality that shapes and molds life's trajectory. It's not a passive acceptance of fate, but an active engagement with life's possibilities. From a theological standpoint, these stories affirm the biblical principle in Hebrews 11:1. Now faith is assurance in what we hope for and confirmation about what we don't see. They demonstrate that faith isn't merely a concept to be understood, but a reality to be lived. Chapter 25. Sustaining faith. You're now starting on the journey of sustaining faith. Here you'll comprehend the profound potency of faith, nurture an unwavering belief, and learn to manifest through faith. This requires a deep theological exploration of faith's power and how it forms the bedrock of your spiritual life. Remember, it's not just about having faith, but keeping it alive and flourishing, even in the face of adversity. Despite the trials that life throws your way, sustaining faith can become your beacon of hope, demonstrating an undeniable power that's both profound and personal in nature. It's not just a means of solace or a coping mechanism, but rather a transformative force that can alter the course of your life. You see, faith doesn't merely offer comfort in times of trouble. It's a catalyst for enduring growth and personal evolution. Your faith isn't static, it ebbs and flows, grows and shrinks, mirroring the fluctuations of your life's journey. The strength of faith, however, lies in its adaptability, its resilience. It doesn't crumble under the weight of adversity. Instead, it draws from these experiences, amassing strength and fortitude. Understanding the power of faith requires acknowledging its dual nature. It's both a shield protecting you from despair and disillusionment, and a sword cutting through the obstacles that life puts in your path. It is a force that enables you to confront hardship head-on, turning obstacles into opportunities for growth. It's this duality, this multifaceted power, that makes faith such a potent and transformative force in your life. Having grasped the dynamic power of faith, it's now time to cultivate an unwavering belief that can withstand life's varying tides. This isn't about blind faith, but enlightened conviction, deeply rooted in your spiritual understanding. It's about nurturing a belief that remains steadfast, regardless of external circumstances. Examine your faith critically. Is it solid, or does it waver with every wind of doubt? Does it stand its ground when tested, or does it crumble? These questions are essential in determining the strength of your faith. In the theological context, faith isn't a momentary feeling but a profound commitment. It's a conscious decision to trust in the divine, even when you can't see the full picture. This unwavering belief, this sustaining faith, is what brings about miracles and transcends human understanding. To nurture this kind of belief, engage in spiritual practices like prayer, meditation, and study of sacred texts. These activities deepen your understanding and fortify your faith. Through them, you'll cultivate a belief that's unshakable, one that not only withstands life's trials but also empowers you to thrive amidst them. Often, the key to manifesting your deepest desires lies in the power of sustaining faith. This isn't merely about blind belief, but rather an intentional and deliberate act of trust in a higher power. It's nurturing a faith that's unshakable, even when circumstances appear contrary. Faith isn't a passive state, it's dynamic and requires action. When you express faith, you're co-creating with the universe. You're actively participating in the unfoldment of your reality. But remember, faith isn't just about believing that good things will happen. It's about believing they'll happen and acting in ways that align with this belief. Sustaining faith requires a deep understanding of the divine order and timing. It's knowing that even when things seem to be moving slowly, there's a grander plan at work. It's trusting that every hurdle is a stepping stone towards your destiny. Therefore, to manifest through faith, you mustn't only believe in your desired outcome, but also act in a way that echoes this belief. It's a blend of trust and action. Only with this sustained faith can you truly harness the magic of faith and build everything from nothing. As you've journeyed with me, you've seen how faith can move mountains, transforming nothing into everything. Your ideals and dreams can become a reality, just as a seed matures into a strong oak. Continue to nourish your faith garden with daily practices and positive affirmations. Trust in this divine process, for it's your golden key to access abundance. Remember, the magic of faith isn't a sprint, it's a marathon. Embrace the journey and watch miracles unfold. Thanks for listening to or reading this from Audiobooks Office.